everybody, it's Kristina Grace, and you're tuned in to Peeves.
I don't give it out unless it's earned. Connection's something I prefer, so no saving, honey, you better splurge. Don't be shallow, better get submerged. They were dry, but I can quench your thirst. Never second place, I come in first when it's just you and me. You can feel the heat.
I'm Lexi.
And I'm Maddie.
And today we have our special guest, Kristina Grace.
Hey, y'all.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, what do you do?
I'm a singer. I'm also an actress, and I write my own songs. So I like to do all three because I have a background in theater. That's where I started.
Okay.
So, yeah, I love doing all three, and I just do the most. Really, that's what I do because I'm a student. Like now, I'm in nursing school. I do have a business, so I'm just all over the place. But that's because I don't really like limits on what I can do.
I feel that.
Especially while I'm young, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure it all out, and why not? It's the time to. So
Yeah.
Props to you. That's a lot.
Literally.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Actress, songwriter, singer.
Full-time school.
Full-time school, business. How do you balance all that?
Take it day by day. I try to. Like, I put a lot of pressure on myself. No bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
and it will bring me down, but then I just try to stay in gratitude and, like, keep going. And one day at a time, because there's only so much you can do. And as long as I just keep myself accountable with, like, my goals, you know, like writing it out and even, like, my vision boards, just making sure that every day I'm proud of the progress that I made, you know, even if I'm not getting all the rewards yet.
That's a good mindset.
I mean? I'm trying.
That's a
like,
really good mindset.
You just gotta stay positive.
No, for real.
Dead
For real.
ass.
Through all this shit. You mind moving that just a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Just because you're cutting out a little bit.
Okay, hold on. This?
Yes, literally just the whole thing. And just move it.
Again?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like, you
know
see how
this
close I
stresses me
am?
out.
No, I feel you, but you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that I'm hearing you.
Oh, yeah.
But tell me a little bit about, like, your early life. I know you said that you've been into, like, theater and stuff like that, and, like, where and how you grew up.
Okay, so I'm from Taunton, 508, you know the vibe.
508.
So we're actually just kind of talking about this, but so I have been singing all my life. Like, I always knew that was what I wanted to do. Like, be a star. I was like,
Yeah.
I love that.
I used to tell them I wanted to be J-Lo, like, when I was little, like, just crazy shit. So when I was younger, I went to Girls Inc., and I did, like, one of their shows there. And that's when, like, I first sang on stage.
Damn.
Yeah.
What is Girls Inc.? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No problem. Girls Incorporate. Girls Incorporated. It's just a after-school program for girls, like, typically low-income neighborhoods. So there's one in Taunton, and I went there, and they used to have everything, like roller skating, ceramics.
That's so cool.
Damn, that is.
So fun.
That's
fun.
fire.
And you were with girls from different schools in the area and different grades, so you were with, like, older girls, and it was nice for me because I didn't grow up with, like, a lot of children where I was at, so it was, like, nice to get that socialization. And they had, I don't know if it was, like, a theater program, but it was just singing and stuff. So
Cool. How old were you?
I think I was, I don't remember. I want to say 3rd or 4th grade is, like, my first time, like, singing on stage. Yeah. Like, I had a solo. So this is why I bring it back to what we were talking about, because it was, like, a country show.
Oh.
And my first solo was, like, a Dolly Parton song.
No
I
way.
swear to God, no bullshit. Like,
That's
That's actually crazy.
I have love for that woman. I do. But yeah, so that was my first time singing on the stage. And then in middle school, I went to a middle school where, like, drama club was a very big deal. Like, they did, because I remember when I was in elementary school, they did Beauty and the Beast and I think Wizard of Oz. And it was like they had fire. There was flying.
So it was a whole production.
A whole production. And I was like, I want to go to school there. So that's why I went to middle school. And that's when I just really got into I was in chorus. So I did all the shows there. And ever since, it was just kind of like my life to do a production. No, seriously, like a production and to be in chorus. Like, it was not even like an option to do anything else at that point. So that's where my background kind of came from, was like middle school. And then I did outside local theater productions, and I did my first professional show when I was 14. New Bedford Festival Theater. And then I did another one a couple years ago, and I'd like to continue to do it again, but that's my background in it, and I had like vocal training through people I met through theater as well.
That's dope.
So all the resources.
I know,
that's
literally.
So nice.
That's fire.
It was like, I'm no bullshit, that was my life. You know? And I really loved it. Like, that was like my happiest when I was on stage. So I love doing all three, and that's why like I've dipped into other things, because it's not just always been like, oh, I only played like piano and sang. I was acting at one point too. So whenever there's opportunity for me to do something else outside of just like singing, I'll take it.
Yeah, making music and stuff.
Yeah, because I do enjoy doing everything. So
it's all intertwined too, which is nice. Like about being a creative like that, you can always be learning like a new skill in that environment.
Right.
That's really cool.
Or anything that you were like interested in before, you can do. And so as long as you meet like people with the common interests, like there's always an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when did you like start taking it seriously enough, like where you're like in the studio and like things like that? Like what was your first time in the studio like?
After I graduated college, so probably 2021, I think. That or around there, that was when I was like starting to, well, I always knew I wanted to be like my own artist outside of like theater, because when you do theater, everything is given to you, like or given a role, you get the songs, you get everything. But I always knew I wanted to like write my own music and kind of have my own artistry. So I knew I really wanted to do that after college, and I was like, I'm gonna focus and make sure that I get that goal off my list.
Yeah.
So through my friends, like shout out Naughty, that's not my best friend.
Oh yeah, we just interviewed her. That's fire. That's fire.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so you know she raps and she was really into it when we became friends, and because I didn't know her for that long. We met like towards the end of her undergrad career, and I had transferred, so it was like the beginning of mine at the same school.
Did you guys like meet at school?
We did.
That's crazy.
Wow. We did,
That's dope.
Yes, through a dance team.
Oh, nice.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So she was like, oh, okay, like we should do a song, and just that's kind of how it came to like, well, I do want to record, but I don't really know like what's out there for resources and stuff. So I think around that time is when I first got in the studio, and like the first time I ever did was like a home studio, and then the second time I did was like in Brockton, and from there I just kind of like started to go to different places, and I loved it. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah. Sorry, I almost stole your question. My bad.
So what genre do you like rep, or like do you kind of feel like you have different genres, and how did you go about finding whatever sound it is that you like to put out?
I do feel like, I don't know, because I like R&B, and I guess I would put myself like, okay, R&B music, but I do think it kind of blends into a little bit of pop. Like, I have a song that I did a video for, and it's like Afro pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the beat is Afro pop, but it's kind of like it. I wouldn't say it necessarily has that R&B sound to it. It just has. It's more of like a catchy song.
I know I know exactly what you mean.
You know what
I know what you mean. Because it's
Yeah.
not like a defined like specific genre.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't. Yeah. So I don't know. If
But
I
it
can
sounds like
define
similar. Yeah. No, I feel you.
No bullshit. So I don't know. I guess I would start with R&B, but it could go either way. I guess it's up for interpretation.
Yeah.
People that listen to it.
Okay.
So
like we said, we like gender. What is it? I mean, gender. Genre
fluid.
Genre fluid. Yeah.
Genre fluid's crazy. I love it.
Yeah. Genre. What did you
fluid.
say? Genre. We were talking about it before. Genre.
I forget what you said too.
Yeah.
I don't even remember saying that.
You said genre fluid.
I love that. I actually love that.
Well, that's what it is now. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Genre
what you
makes
said
sense.
though either.
I have
'cause
no
now it's bugging
idea.
me.
Right? Like it's on the tip of my tongue. Genre something. I don't know.
Maybe it'll come to me.
When genres are like mixed together, basically. But yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think like COVID impacted your workflow, if it had any impact at all? Because I know you were probably going to school at that time, and I know you said after school you started taking it seriously, but
Yeah, well, I guess, right, I was in school, so I didn't have, like, the time, because I went to school at UMass Amherst, middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere.
So there was, like, nothing around in terms of, like, music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they probably could have been, like, opportunities around, like, Springfield and stuff, but I just didn't know of them.
Yeah.
So, and then at the time with COVID, I was on campus because I was in a internship program. So I was one of the programs that got to still be there.
Okay.
And there was nobody there. So it was just more writing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But so maybe it gave me more time to write. But I don't think it necessarily, like, had a dramatic impact on, like, the process. Because I kind of knew after I graduated, that's what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. And that was, like, not peak COVID, but it was still, like, we didn't really know what was going on. Mm-hmm. Like, we didn't know if it was okay to, like, be in groups, go into restaurants kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah.
Who are some of your musical inspirations?
I love JoJo. Shout out JoJo.
I love JoJo. Stop.
Like, so underrated.
Yeah, she was my favorite. I forgot about her.
For real. Like, I still listen to her music, and, like, I love that she reps Mass, because not a lot of people know that she's from Mass.
That's facts.
And I saw her in concert, and she's just so talented, and I just,
That's dope.
Yeah, like, I just love her, and she had a big influence on me when I was younger. I love Mariah Carey, but now that I'm, like, old, I mean, I liked Tink a lot when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, loved her, and I still listen to her music, and Anne-Marie. Those are my two, like...
Some real R&B there, too.
Yeah, some influence, I know, for sure.
My cousin, she raps. She's from Boston. She was like, you like those hood bitches. And I'm like, yes, I do. Yep. Like, I love them. But, like, I have people that inspire me for different things. Like, as a singer... You know, I look to, like, Mariah Carey and, like, Whitney Houston, Lisa Fisher. Those are, like, sounds, you know, vocalists that I really love. But then, and not that, like, Tink and Anne-Marie, like, they have beautiful voices. But it's more like, I love the way they write and their flow. You know what I'm saying?
People you listen to are always, I feel like, for different reasons. So it makes sense to take influence or inspiration from, like, different parts. Yeah. That makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Who are some of the people that you like to work with in the industry, whether it be locally or any of the people that you just named?
Tink and Marie. I would love to work with them, for real. Like, oh my God. I just think they're so, like, low-key, but so talented. And honestly, like, do you guys know Joss Stone, too? Do you know?
Joss Stone?
She's a singer. She's, like...
Not sure.
I don't know. She's like she has such a soulful voice, but I grew up listening to her too, and she just, like, tours the world. Going to different, like, no bullshit. She goes to different countries, and she just sings with local artists from that country.
Oh, that's so fire. Dope.
She's been all around the world, and, like, I don't think I'm trying to think. When I was younger, she was really big, but I think now she's a little bit more low-key. So I think she does have that audience from around the world, but I don't think she really does it for, like, money. Like, like a bag just to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think she really does it because it's her passion. Yeah. And that's, like, it inspires her. And I'd love to, like, work with her at some point or just be on that type of time. And you know,
like be that person that performs with her type shit. Like,
or like a backup singer.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to.
Just being around. I fuck with that.
I just love that energy. Like, that you can see somebody is just so passionate about music. They don't really care about still being in the spotlight. And I'm not saying that she doesn't. Like, I don't know her.
Yeah. But, like, when you get a vibe that people are doing it for the right reasons. Like,
or just for themselves. Like, because that's something that they just want to push themselves to do as an artist. Like, I really respect that.
Like you said, like, a real passion for it. Because people have passions for, like, they want to be famous. Like, you know, like, that's valid too, but it's just a different type of vibe, you know.
Yeah, I would say so. It is. And I feel like people pick up on that. Yeah. For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. That's, like, your inspiration. Yeah. You're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, well, honestly, there was a time, I think, when I first started college, because I didn't really want to go to school. Like, I was like, ew. Like, I'm not trying to get no degree, but I felt like that was what I had to do, like, for family, you know, stuff like that.
Definitely.
So I kind of fell off from like singing for a while. I still like I was in a jazz ensemble, but that was like the only thing, which was so different than my upbringing.
Yeah.
Because I was doing it like heavily, and then I started doing it professionally, and then I just kind of fell off. And I kind of felt like very different as a person because of that, you know? So now I just do it, and I do have big goals for myself, don't get me wrong, but like I think I'm just so like more focused about making it because my life is fulfilling when I do it. You know, like my life wouldn't be as fulfilling if I didn't do music. So that's what motivates me. It's not really about like, I guess like who sees me yet. Like, you know, I don't know.
No, I feel what you're saying. No, definitely.
I can sense that also, like, just from you.
Well, like, I feel like as an artist, you want to be likable. Like, no bullshit. Like, I do want to be likable.
For sure. But you're doing this for you first, which is when it counts, realistically. And it's like a difference when you're in high school, because trust me, I was theater, I was all that too. Like, I was chorus and like literally, shout out my theater people for real.
I know, right?
Because a bunch of people be thinking it's like some weirdo shit, but not. Like, you could still be cool and be in theater. Like, don't worry about it. But you just you just like get business. Literally. You get like all of this shit like basically handed to you, like you said, like the script, the role, the music, the sheet music, like all that shit. And then when you get out of high school, you kind of got to do it for yourself. And like I agree with you, like falling off that shit, you're like, damn, like I'm missing something, bro, because I used to do this shit every day, like used to practice that shit every day, and now you kind of got to do that shit for yourself. But that's when you know it's something that you need, when you feel like you've been missing it.
Right, and like you have that drive or whatever it is for a reason. Like, you know, like I don't know if I would really like be who I am if I didn't do it, or like living a different life. You know what I mean?
Because it would just be completely different, like completely different.
Literally,
like
I'm sorry,
what were you gonna say?
Magnetized to it.
Yeah, just and it's like not as meaningful, I guess. You know, that's the good thing about passion. Everybody's is different, but like it gives you purpose. So, you know.
And it's a good perspective on it, too, to look at it that way.
I'm trying.
Yeah. You just got to try. Like, that's it.
Right.
Always
for real.
Yeah, I just hate, like, I don't want to see anybody, like, lose sight of what it should be for you.
Yeah.
It's easy, too.
Yeah, it is.
It's
very
really easy, too.
It is very easy. And, like, it's different for everybody. Like, everybody's why. You know what I'm saying?
What's your why?
I guess just I've always loved to sing. Like, it's just the thing that makes me happy. I still would like to get an opportunity professionally to, like, be on stage and, like, go back to, like, theater. Like, that is a goal of mine. No bullshit. But it's because I was, like, always so happy when I was doing it. Like, I just didn't care about anything else going on in my life.
Literally.
Yeah, it's just fun. And, I mean, that's with performing, too, not just theater. Like, when I'm just singing on stage, singing at home. Like, singing is really just my thing. I've always done it. And it's, like, everybody used to say I had, like, musical Tourette's because I'd always be singing. That's mean, right? Like, that's kind of, like, insensitive for people to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, because I was
that's
always
funny.
singing.
It's funny. It's funny.
It is funny.
It's funny. I've never heard that before.
Literally. I know, but
from song to song,
singing. So like, it's just that is the that is the why for me.
Love that.
Word, love that. Sorry.
I love that cover up.
Chill. Let's talk about your single and your video for your song Flirtation. Okay. What was that like? What does the song mean to you?
Okay.
Let's get into it. Like,
Flirtation. I think that's my favorite song that I wrote on the EP. Well, my favorite because it was like quick shit. Like I wrote that on a plane ride to Atlanta. And it's because I had a crush on somebody. I like real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. Like I don't crush, I crash.
Yeah.
Are you guys like, are you types to have crushes?
Yeah.
Because some people are like, no, I don't have a crush. Like I have to.
Yeah,
like
that's
somebody.
that's wild. That's so wild.
That's actually crazy.
I saw this meme and it was like, everywhere I go, I need to have one enemy and one crush. And I was like, oh, bro. I don't know about the enemy, but the crush, yeah.
I love it. Like, I don't know. Some people are really like that. Like, they feel like they only like people that they have, like, a connection with, whatever. And that's cool, too. But, like,
that's probably the most healthier option, but shit.
Yeah, I'm
the
not
crushes will get the pen.
No, exactly. Exactly.
The crushes will get the pen moving.
No, for real. For real. So, yeah, I had, like, a crush on somebody, and it was, like, I didn't really know them that well, but I had, like, been around them a few times, and every time that, it was never, like, thirsty type shit. And I liked that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, I felt like a flirty vibe, but it wasn't like anything that was like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? So it made me curious. And that's kind of how Flirtation came. I wrote the chorus first, and then everything else just kind of came out of it, of like what I thought it could be. And I love it because it's just that energy of like when you like somebody, you're like, oh,
the mystery about it, like
see them
what's
gonna happen in that situation.
Yeah, for real. Like, so that was the process of Flirtation for me. It's just very fun, like, and I like that other people like it. And I just liked writing about that emotion. Like, just flirting with somebody and just, like, the curiosity, the fun. Like, anything can happen.
I know,
and
literally.
I'm that bitch today.
Anytime you're around them, you gotta look extra good, and you're just, like, chatting it up. Like, I'm not gonna act like I notice you too much, though.
I love it. Or, like, I was telling my friend, you know, like, just, like, one little, like, interaction. I'm like, they love it here.
Yeah.
They love it here.
I love it here. Matter of fact,
you don't understand. We love each other. Like, it's gonna happen.
The delusions.
I know. No, I have to be delusional.
You have to. All right, 2023 need to be delusional.
Yes.
I'm gonna just say it right here, right now. That's the only way.
It is okay to be delusional.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine.
Like, delusion, manifestation, you know, it's a thin line. It's a thin line. I don't know. They be blurring together sometimes. Shit.
For real. So, I mean, nothing came out of it.
But that happens too. It's just like fun.
Yeah.
So how was the video? Like, who shot it? Like, how was it?
Shout out Rico.
Shout out Rico.
Yeah, she's the realest and she's amazing. I reached out to her because it's like kind of funny. I don't know if I told her this because she's from Taunton too. But I think she's a few years older than me. And I remember, like, in high school, I used to think she was, like, so cool. Like,
oh, wait. You guys went to the same school?
I don't know if we went to the same school, but I remember, like, I saw her Instagram.
Yeah.
And I obviously, like, to find more about, like, y'all and the show, like, I watched her interview. And she was saying how she wanted to be a model and stuff like that. And I remember, like, her Instagram was so artistic.
I know. Her Instagram still is.
Yeah. Like, it is. But, like, I just was, like, when I, like, saw her again, because I took like a hiatus from social media for like a few years.
As you should.
Oh yeah, girl.
It needs to happen sometimes, for real.
Yeah. So when I was getting back into music and I saw like she had worked with people that I worked with and or knew of or like knew whatever, I was like, is that the same girl? So when I decided that was the song I wanted to do a video for, I reached out to her. And she, like, was happy to take it on, like, very gracious. And it was a nice process. I just I sent her a mood board. And I was just like, this song is, like, about romantic eye contact, like, the color red, the energy of fire, like, what you got for me. Like,
flirty.
What are we going to do? And, yeah. So, and it came out very different than what I thought was going to be at the beginning because she had set up some treatments about, like, what we could possibly do with it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, like, I don't want to say last minute, but maybe, like, a month or two before the video, she had, like, told me she just wanted to switch it up and make it more about the energy of the song. And I'm hip. Like, when I work with people, I just kind of, like, let it flow like water. I do have a, like, crisp vision of what I want, but I'm very open to the collaboration process. I love it. And I like seeing, like, okay, they understood the vision that I was trying to get. So I was very, like, open to taking ideas. I wasn't, like, I need to be with this guy, like, this dude, whatever. Yeah. And we got to be here. I got to do this. Like, I was just, like, what do you got for me? And, like, let's see what happens out of it. And I'm glad I did because the video came out like so crazy. Like I love it. It just looks like a really movie, and it's just amazing to me. And like the coloring of everything. Like I'm a light person too, so I loved how he like the person that did the coloring of it, like the sunset and everything. It just looked so good, and so that was a really good process. Lost my phone that day.
I'm dead.
Like it's somewhere in those like dirt mounds.
I'm dead.
Like to this day, I don't know where it is.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's how you know it was good.
Literally.
Right. Like
you win some, you lose some.
Exactly.
Like,
There's always gotta be something.
it was clearly the value of a phone.
Very
so,
in the moment.
Yeah.
I know, and like the shoes I was wearing were crazy. Like I couldn't even really dance in them because I was like, my feet were hurting.
I bet.
Like I just took them off. But I love the dancers. I love Rico. Like everybody came out to support too, and it was nice. And I'm happy with it. It was just a vibe.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I like the fact that you had like a mood board like before you went into it. That's like cool. Not a lot of people talk about that, but obviously you do need to have like some like pictures of inspiration, pops of like whatever you want to do in mind. That's fire.
I'm a very mood board person. Telling y'all I like Tumblr, Pinterest.
Yeah,
that's true. You were saying that.
Yeah, like for Siren I have different mood boards like for each song.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know like what like visual learner or whatever. Like like I just
like photographic memory almost, but not memory. It's just like you need to have like stuff in mind.
Right, like it's like what energy am I trying to get out of this song? And sometimes the pictures be inspiring me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I like to set those up, and even when I do like makeup and stuff, like I had a couple mood boards for that, and I have like a new project I'm trying to work on, so that's my process of choice, I guess, when it comes to working with other people, to show them what I want, you know.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, like
that is a visual learner. I'm pretty sure that's
what
that
visual
is,
person.
Yeah,
like what do you feel when you look at this? And it's interesting because maybe they don't feel the same way, but like you're like, oh, like I kind of feel that way, but I didn't focus on it.
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
Yeah, it's better than using words sometimes. Just like a bunch of pictures, just like, yo, check this album out. You know, you could see what the fuck I'm talking about. Here's the vibe. You know, copy
easier
and paste.
to process and just like get a clearer picture of it with pictures.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I did that. Like I was saying, for a couple of my songs, well, all the songs, there's like 5 of them on the EP, and like people will respond and be like, "I love when you do these," like because it's like it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun way to see the process, you know, and like get people to like really feel like whatever you feel.
Yeah.
Have you done visualizers? Like, you know, like how some songs like on YouTube, like people will post a visualizer before a video, and it's basically just like cool like graphics or pictures or something like that kind of loops, and it's not exactly a video, like you're not shooting it, there's not like necessarily a bunch of stuff going on, but they're really cool. Like that's kind of what I'm envisioning with your mood board idea, is like a visualizer for a song.
I know what you're talking about. I want to do one.
You should. That's what I'm saying. I'm
literally.
like, do you do those? You want to do those?
It can literally be like 5 shots of just like you or whatever the fuck you think is cool, and then you literally just loop it with your like music in the background, and it like acts like a video. But like you can even do like run and gun shit, like on some quick shit. Like if you don't want to have a whole like music video for something, but you still want to put something visual out. Yeah, great. Like,
thanks, lady.
Of course.
Give you ideas. Put it on that mood board.
I know, for real. Like, and I know somebody that makes those too.
Oh, for real?
A photographer, that she does that for an artist, I think on their Spotify.
Yeah, that's another thing on Spotify, how like they'll have those in the background. It'll be like one, or they'll put like a scene from like their video and they'll loop it, and like I love that. I love those.
That's like pretty much what it is, but on YouTube, literally for the whole song. Who are the people that inspire you in real life? Like whether that be family, friends, or people that just like push you to keep going.
I don't like.
And if you don't got nobody, that's okay too.
It's not like I don't got nobody like type of way. It's more for me like anybody that's doing their damn thing inspires me. Like I can't really say like a couple people in mind, but it's more like I get inspired by people that just don't give up.
Yeah.
That like have goals, and you can tell that they're not giving up. Like I don't really care about like the outcome. Like it's great to have all these things that you've accomplished, like like, and give people their flowers.
Yeah,
I love that. Like, I love seeing people do big things, but I also love seeing people like, I have this idea, or like you were saying, like, oh yeah, like I kind of want to get into recording. Like, yes, I love that. Inspires me because like I saw this post, like maybe y'all have seen it too, like the ones that's like your first video might be bad, your first whatever, but like you're never gonna get perfect or whatever if you don't start. Like that's what inspires me, like that energy. Just
I
keep
feel
going.
you.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I saw this thing and it was like, it's either one day or day one.
Okay.
That's facts. That's really facts.
I love it. So I guess just that energy from people that I get inspires me, and that like keeps me pushing. Yeah, just to be better, or like whatever that means for everybody else.
Yeah.
Because it's different.
And what are the things that you do that like inspire you? I know you said that you make like vision boards. Like, are you into like spirituality, like manifestation or anything like that?
Yeah, I am. I've always been a very spiritual person.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I grew up like Catholic. I was in a church. So, like, I used to, like, my mom made me go to church every Saturday night.
Same.
Saturday night.
Saturday night bad, because I thought every Sunday morning was bad, but Saturday night's crazy.
Yeah.
Saturday night's crazy.
No, like,
that'd be like Christmas for me. Like, you have to go.
Like,
both are crazy.
Exactly.
Like, but I was like, Saturday?
Yeah, that is.
I had to like hang out with my friends after church, and I used to do like altar serving, like whatever. But I loved it. I've always been very connected to God. But I've been baptized too. Like now I'm more into like the Christian faith, but
That's exactly how I am now too.
Yeah, very.
I grew up Catholic, and I like learning about all of this stuff around Christianity.
Yeah, what's your ethnicity?
I'm Greek and Jewish.
Okay. You don't mind me asking?
No, yeah, of course.
Okay, well, it's because some different ethnicities, like, because I'm Cape Verdean, but I'm from Taunton too, so it's very Portuguese. Like, I went to a very Portuguese church.
Okay.
Oh, so this like Catholic.
Yeah.
And you go, like the feeling of the church is like
very strict.
Just very different. Like, and I liked that I was kind of like, I never want to say I was forced to like believe in something, but I kind of like liked that was part of my life, because I feel like that's why I have a strong foundation in it. But now, like you said, like move towards like Christianity, but I'm not like, I do like going to church and stuff, but
that's good. That's great. A lot of people don't, including me, and I feel like that's like a nice thing to have, because church is supposed to be a really nice place. Like, it's supposed to be like peaceful and like
I want to be better about it. No bullshit. Like, and I've like gone and done groups at like Baptist churches too. Like, I love Baptist churches.
I was just gonna ask you if you've been to other like different denomination churches too. I like Baptist too. It's very, very different from Catholic.
Yes,
like,
and
extremely.
I love it.
Another good one is Orthodox. I like, because most of my family's in a Greek Orthodox church, and I like that the best. That's my favorite one. But that's also way different than like, it's more similar to Catholic, but it's just like a nice, like, it's really pretty. Like in the church, and the way they do the mass is so different.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I like that you like appreciate it too.
Yeah, I love it, and I feel way more connected to like my culture too, in like a Greek Orthodox church, because like all my family goes there. So it's interesting how many different like religions and Christianities there are to like.
Right.
Literally.
Like, some people could be super like Baptist, like that's their thing. Like, that's so dope that you can have the same like vision, but it's also different.
Right. Like, you just experience it in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's beautiful.
Right?
I like the Baptists. Like, they be doing the damn thing. I like dressing up to go to church.
Yes.
Like, and the singing. Like, I want to be in a music ministry so bad, but
that would be dope.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I like church, and I wish I was like, I still want to be better about it and go.
Yeah.
But I don't like I don't know. I like all religions. Like, I like learning about all religions. Like, I'm not.
You don't want to put yourself in like one box.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like to put other people in boxes.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is like, okay, like, I respect and think it's beautiful that somebody has a different belief than me, and I like learning about it. I like being respectful. Sometimes I get, sometimes you just get a vibe that like you're not supposed to believe in like some things when it comes to religion.
Yeah.
Whereas like spirituality, it's a little bit more fluid.
That's why I really like spirituality, like as of recent.
Because at the end of the day, it's just having faith in something like that keeps you going.
Right. And I believe that like God is like loving.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's like what it should be for me. Like
I totally,
for you, that's your
interpretation.
Totally Shit, me too.
Right. Like
we're put on this earth to fucking love, and fucking go through life like it's all of our first times, and to not take this shit way too seriously. First and last time.
Right. Yeah. Like I don't like to judge people or like make them feel like, oh, that's wrong, because it's not. Like it's really not. Look at it from like a perspective of love, because that's what the faith is to me. Like supposed to be like that is what God is, love. So like just love, be respectful, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like
as long as no one's like hurting anyone, I feel like that's like my only thing really.
Same.
Because I like to look at all the different perspectives too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's your like? So what do you do? What are you interested in spirituality? Like both of you. Are you a spiritual person?
Yeah, I'm spiritual. I just believe that there's always like I believe in like spirit guides more than anything. Ooh, like I just always feel like as long as like I tell myself and I believe that I'm protected, then I'll be protected. You know, like anything that I believe in is gonna come back to me. Even the negative things, which like, you know, that's why life's a balance, bro. And I just feel like I hate like putting like a face to something like clouds in the sky. Like there's some figure in there, you know, that doesn't really like resonate with me. And I just believe there's something, like when I think of something, I literally think of like the universe, like stars, the Milky Way, like so just that energy like of something way bigger than me than I'll ever fucking know. It's just like I know that there's something out there for me that is looking out for me.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's like my spirit. Yeah. And I grew up very like I think Catholic. I'm really like not even sure, but I used to go to church and shit too when I was like really young. And now all my like all the people that used to take me to church are all spiritual now. Like they're like
it
not
tends to go that way.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree with that too. Like I'm very big, and I've always been like that though. Like since I was little, like the signs.
Yes.
Like if I see a specific type of animal, I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, trying to find like the deeper meaning, like the deeper meaning in everything for real.
Right, and I'm like, what is this like? What is this trying to say to me right now?
Yes.
I'm always thinking that. I'm like, what is this? Like, why? It's always just why. Like, why is this happening? What could this mean? I'm very superstitious. Like, I feel like that's a big thing. Like, I always have been. Like, my grandmother was really superstitious, and then it just got passed down. So, like, I have always had, like, evil eyes on me at all times. Like, I need to, like, it's bad. I be knocking on wood all the time. Like, just those typical things. Yeah. Like, there's so many things like that. All the numbers I see, like, there's so many. They all have to mean something. They have to mean something.
Yes. That's funny you say that, because my family on my mom's side is very superstitious.
Yep.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
They used to people used to think that my baba was a witch, like because she was so like OD with the superstitions, and my mom is too. Like I think she kind of like no, I'm not that bad, but
my mom is too.
But I am kind of too now.
Yeah, same.
Like I won't do certain things, like because I'm like. No.
Yeah, like, ooh, wait.
Yeah.
But it seems like faith, like, really carries you through, like your processes of, like, trying to balance everything out.
It
and,
does.
like, start new things.
It does. Like, it's hard, though. It's hard to trust for me.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I felt that very heavily because, like, we were talking about earlier, like, I've taken on a lot. Like, and that's fine because I'm, right now with, like, the music, like, everything in art is expensive.
Yeah.
Like, let's be for real.
Resources are expensive.
Right. So I'm at the place right now where, like, my mid-20s, I'm trying to use money as a tool so that I can do this whenever I want.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going to nursing school. Like, I want to do something good. Like, I want to feel good about getting my money.
Yeah.
But I want to get that money, like, so that eventually, like, this can start paying me back, and I'm not waiting to be seen to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fine. Like, everybody's different, but like I unfortunately, like I need to be financially secure, or I'm like not feeling right. Like I'm gonna be anxious.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I'm working towards. Like I have some long-term goals with my business, but I started that too just to make some extra money.
What is your business, if you don't mind me asking?
I make handmade lip gloss.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So I have a beauty brand. And
That's dope.
I have new products now too, like lip liners.
I'm gonna need to cop some of that.
Yum, you know.
No bullshit. You have like an online store?
I do.
Cool.
Okay.
Shout out Confidential Beauty LLC.
Confidential Beauty.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started that, and like making lip gloss is fun for me, but I have some long-term goals with it, and like I like real estate too.
Cool.
So it's just like I'm trying to get my bag so like that I can afford like everything that's put into music. Eventually, I do want to like do it on my own. You still have to learn.
Oh yeah.
And like there's always going to be someone to learn from, and I want to give them their flowers and also like pay them for their expertise.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like trying to be in my bag right now, like for the long term. Is I've had to have a lot of faith in that process, because sometimes I'm just like I'm never doing enough. Like I don't like where I'm at, and I have to really be grounded in the faith, and it's the trust.
Yeah.
It's the trust that like what I do now is gonna pay off.
Yeah.
And that's hard. Like
It's really hard.
It's really hard. Like, and I admire the people it comes easy to. Like,
Yeah.
I just have a friend that's very live in the moment, and I love that because she doesn't care what happens to her. Like, she doesn't care. Like,
Yeah.
because she's so like rooted in faith, and like it will all be okay. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
That is.
It's very beautiful.
Faith is a beautiful thing.
Right. And I'm trying. Like, I do have a lot of faith, but now I'm kind of working on like how do I trust that the doors I'm opening are gonna stay open. Like everything I'm working towards is gonna come.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like that. I don't want to say down period. I'm not down that bad.
No,
It's
yeah.
it's like you can't see it. Everything
Exactly.
that
You got to believe in something that you can't see. Like,
Yeah. And
That's with everything.
with
Yeah.
everything.
Literally.
It is with everything. So it's just like trusting that's gonna work out.
Yeah.
So because of everything that like I've been taking on, maybe like I'm trying to think, since I graduated college, like it's like having a lot of faith and trust. Like, okay, yes, it sucks right now. You're in school, you can't work as much and make money, and you know, like I don't have things that I would want to have, or like time that I want to use to do things. But I just have to trust that like I'm gonna get there, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything you do will be rewarded.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you keep doing your part.
For sure.
So it's like, yes, like I do have faith, but sometimes I wish like this part of me came more naturally to like trust and
Definitely.
be more free with it, I guess.
Yeah. How do you avoid burnout? Like does the music help you more than anything, or you know?
I wish I knew.
See, then there you go. I feel like you got to give yourself a little more credit. No bullshit. Give yourself a little more credit. It is hard.
It's
That's
hard to
that
give
faith.
myself credit. Like for real, because I'm like, bitch, what are you really doing? Like,
Yeah.
But
No,
again, nobody knows what they're doing for real. Like literally nobody. I'm being so dead ass.
So nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
It's real.
You
It's real.
like off rip first like minute. You named like 5 things that
Like,
you
whoa.
do actively. I'm like, shit. Okay.
You're on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Like I don't.
Yeah.
That's like the mantra of
Literally.
the day. I'm trying. I mean, I think I have been burnt out. Because when I first graduated college, I had started working in the school system, and then that's when I was like writing a lot for Siren. Like I had a very clear vision of my first EP is gonna be Siren, and I'm writing the songs, and I had some ideas for the songs, and some of them just came to me, but a lot of them I was like, nope, I'm gonna write about like actually being a siren. I already had written Prove It, so it was like, okay, what's next in the story? Like where do I want to go? It's very much a story.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, I had 3 jobs. And I think after that, I got burnt out.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't want to work no more. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
and that's when I got
Understandably.
burnt
After
out.
the EP, after you made it,
No, so
or while you were making it.
maybe like 7 months before the EP was dropped. So, yeah, while I was making
Okay.
it. Because I had I had no time to do anything. Like, and it was just crazy. Like, I'm working working all these jobs, and I'm still feeling like I'm not getting enough bread. That's frustrating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did get burnt out after that. But yeah, I guess the writing did help because it just kept me like motivated. Like, I'm doing this for me, and like I love it. You know, I love that things that I've wrote about are coming to life.
Yeah.
So that did help me with the burnout.
That's what's up.
Now I'm trying to keep. I'm gonna do Siren the album. Yeah.
Shit.
But okay. I'm trying to write the songs. I think I went through a little bit of a block after I dropped the EP. But I'm back on it. Like I've written, but it's more like collaboration. Which I never thought that would. I don't want to say never, but like I think I was always like, oh, I'm always like solo. You know, like I record the best song by myself. I've always been by myself writing. I never thought that would be the thing that got me out of a block, is writing with other people. But it's different because when I wrote Siren, I was single. And I had never been in a relationship. Oh. So it was like I had a lot to say. Yeah. I had a lot to say. Definitely. But now that I'm like in a different place, it's like, oh, I don't know how to talk about this.
At least you got it out though.
Shit. Yeah.
That was a side of you. That was a certain side of you. That's fire. It's 4 for 4.
Period.
How do you like brand and advertise yourself, if you do?
I don't think I do enough of that. So, but branding is just about being a siren. I'm still like not letting go of that concept because I like it, and I want to do more photography, like with just I like the water. So just that's kind of my brand is like being a siren, and I think it's interesting because I'm a singer. And sirens sing, but also it's mostly being like about a confident woman. So I don't think I'm like letting that image go because it still works for me, and I want to continue to brand it and like keep going with it because I started it, and I think like I could still really do it because now I see like sirens like everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like before it was like mermaid, but now people are like into like the siren mythology too. Yeah. So it's like there's something there, and I want to keep like working with it because I really like it. Yeah. So
and it's different.
It's very different.
Yeah, that's kind of my brand, I think, right now, and I'm excited to like expand it. Yeah. But as of like marketing myself, I do need to work on like the content creation. I just want to be me and do it. Yeah. That's the hard part. I don't want to just do it like because I know like I need to get my following up.
No,
like,
it's important to be yourself.
Definitely.
While trying to do it.
Definitely.
Well, like I just want the the world, I guess, to see my life like I see it, and like I see it in different colors and like different films and stuff like that. So I want to work on like that aspect of it. Yeah. I don't know what that would necessarily be. Like photography, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like editing, like, I guess just figuring out how to like brand myself in a way that I'm like, no, like I like this because this is actually how I think. This is what I see.
You know, like,
and be able to like execute that.
These are my rose tinted glasses. Yeah. You know? Like, and I want people to see them. So I guess I'm trying to do it in a way that I'm like super excited about. Because like to just be like,
yeah, I need to post this. Fuck,
yeah. I feel like that's exhausting.
No, it definitely is.
If that's not who you are, if that's not the way you want to be, like, it's just trying to push something out. And a lot of people don't work that way. And it'll be better, more authentic when you do put out what is genuine to you. So, it'll be good branding in itself.
Yeah. I mean, it works for different people, but I wish like I could do it more, but I think it comes with time. Like eventually you get to that point where you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick little video, like it's nothing. But right now for me, it's like, oh, I don't know, like if I'm really feeling that. Yeah. That's the thing with singing. Like, yes, I want people to hear me sing more, but I hate like being in my room and just like, you know what I'm saying, like.
And that's so interesting because that just shows that people like work so differently and their creative process are so different because there will be other people that tell you they love doing that, but like literally to each his own, like whatever.
And I wish, but to each their own. To each their own for sure. So just figuring out what works and just continuing to push the Siren movement is like really about my brand. I guess.
Cool. I love that.
Cool.
Thank you.
Speaking of being a confident woman, do you feel like as a woman in the industry, you don't get taken as serious sometimes? No,
I don't feel that way. I try, like, one goal of mine is just be like a class act.
Yeah.
As a singer, like, I just want to always be somebody that, like, people see as professional.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think I don't get taken seriously because people are like, oh, you sing, and like I know I can sing, like I can really sing.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I don't get taken seriously. Like, I think maybe, like, okay, you do music and, like, starting out, it's a little confusing because it's like, what else are you going to do? Like, want to see more maybe? But I don't think, like, I've ever felt, like, super disrespected or anything like that, or, like, oh, they don't take me serious. Like, I've never felt that way.
That's dope.
Like,
that's good.
But I've also been around really great people.
That's what I was just going to say. It's good that you've been around people that respect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to, like, always come off like, oh, she works hard and she's professional, and so I feel like as long as those are my goals and I carry myself that way, then I will be taken seriously.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. Do you have any thoughts on how fast the music industry moves? Even like all the other things we're talking about, like the theater world and stuff like that. I kind of want to hear a little bit about that too.
Fast? I don't know if I've really. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because I was like, do I really think of it as fast? But
yeah, if you have a different perspective too.
Yeah, yeah.
It does take people, like, some people take off, like, now very quickly. But I guess, I think it's great. Like, the opportunities to be seen are so different, and that's amazing. But it's always changing. So that's very...
Yeah, that's more so what I mean, the changing, how fast it changes.
Yeah, I just think it's good to be teachable.
Yes.
You know, like...
Definitely. Always want to learn something new.
Oh, yeah. If you're not that type of person already, it's, like, important. But
yeah,
I think the way it's moving is just very interesting. I actually love seeing people being able to be recognized and get their flowers, like, the way that they are now. Because, like, you think about it, back then it was so different, and, like, I can't even really imagine.
So different.
That. The only thing I don't like, I have some critiques.
Yeah, it was gonna be the next question. Biggest pet peeve. Let's get it.
Let's
biggest pet peeve in the industry.
Ew. It's not all music, I guess. Okay, you said you wanted to know about theater too. I don't think theater is very accessible these days, and that's something I don't like at all. Like, for example, the company that I did the professional shows with before, like, they have auditions locally, but then they're like, okay, come to New York, and we're gonna rehearse for like 2 weeks and 10 to 6. Well, like, I go to school, I can't take off time to rehearse and be in a show for like a month. And, like, some people can do it, but it's like you have to have that type of availability, or you have to, like, be a working actress, which is great. That's the goal. Like, right? The goal is to be a working artist, right?
Yes.
But there's really talented people out there that are, like, they have other things to keep them afloat until that happens, and, like, could be a great asset to a production that don't have that type of time. Like, so, and that's another thing, like, my friend and I were talking about, because I have a lot of friends that are into the industry as well.
Yeah.
And they were saying that, you know, you have a show that's in Rhode Island, but the auditions are only in New York. And so it's like, I pay to go all the way to New York and then, like, not get in the show.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Or, like, everything is in New York, but you want, like, a diverse group of people auditioning for you. Like, and it's just weird. Like, I'm trying to think. Because there's some, I don't know what they're called. Like, I don't want to say, like, databases, but, like, websites that have, like, okay, here's auditions, but we, like, equity only or whatever. And that's fine, but, like, you also, like, close doors on people that, like, could be the perfect fit that aren't equity yet.
Yeah.
And this is a way they could be. And, like, you also have to, like, I don't know, like, but then they're not even doing as many productions anymore. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's just hard.
It's like either like high school stuff or straight up Broadway.
Yeah,
like there's no in between really. Like you really got to dig for it, and
not
even
anymore,
then, like even then, it's not a good fit, like you were saying with the scheduling and all of that.
Yeah, or just the accessibility piece of it too, and I totally agree with that. There's like barely an in between, which is just kind of weird.
Or you got to go to school for it, and like
that's the thing.
I'm on it.
The other part that really like gets me tight is that you have to go get your BFA to get an agent and like get it all happen. Like you know how expensive that is? Yeah. It's very expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like come on now. Yeah. So it's like, oh, you have to have the money to be a professional.
Like it doesn't matter the talent, it matters how much money I can give you to secure that I'm gonna get a role.
Right. And that's like very sad because performing arts school is very expensive, and especially at the college level. And you know, like I know people that did it and are doing very well, but I also know people that were like, yeah, I didn't need a degree for this, because like I know somebody else that's like taken off and didn't get a degree in it. It just depends.
Yeah, that's the thing though, because like it's a hobby for so many people, and like you said, you both grew up doing like theater, so like why do you have to necessarily, like the only reason I can see like you would have to get a degree is literally like you said, to get an agent or like make that connection so they can move you up like higher into the theater world. Like otherwise you could have the talent from not going to school, like you're all the stuff you can learn that all in public school if you had the program, right? So it's like
for free,
exactly,
like, literally for free. Like got into this for free, and now I'm hooked on it, and now my only option is to pay once I get out.
To pay for something I can do.
Right.
Shit.
Right. So it's very like it's just not accessible.
Yeah.
Right. And that's sad. Like, because I was seeing that too. I saw another post, and it was like talking about how like people think rich people are the ones that like can make a living off art because they have the money to do it, and it's like I see that perspective. I do. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like why does it have to be that way? Like artists should be paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and like now it kind of proves that like most people would make art the career of choice if they had the accessibility and resources too. So that's one pet peeve and critique I have, and like another one outside of theaters, I just feel like I see the same people everywhere. I'm sick of that.
That's facts.
I'm really sick of it.
NPCs,
no bullshit.
Yeah, like you just see the
NPCs everywhere.
I just like you see the same people in everything, and I'm just like waiting for some change in the industry.
Something like new.
Yeah, and it comes with like places like this. I think like a group comes together, you know, like a collaborative production, you know, of like different talents and stuff, different projects, and it, you know, it does take a village. But like that's just one thing about the industry that I see. I'm just like it's the same thing, and I just want something different. Yeah. That's just how I feel right now about it all. But I mean, then there's room for change, so I'm excited about that. Yeah. To see where it could go from there, you know.
Yeah. How do you deal with like stress and anxiety? I know you talked a little bit earlier about like how you prevent burnout, or you don't really know how you prevent burnout, but do you meditate or anything like that? I know you have your vision boards too.
I pray a lot. I pray a lot. How do I deal with stress?
It's like when the question comes, you're like, what do I do?
One thing I've been doing lately is like those sound baths. You know what I'm talking about? Like the different chakras. I like to do that.
You have like the bowls and stuff, or
I don't. I wish.
Or you like go to a sound bath.
Yeah, on
experience.
Like
on YouTube. Okay,
while
cool.
I'm, like,
I fall asleep to those every night. Every night, it's a new
fire.
one.
They're fire.
While I'm doing my schoolwork.
They're so relaxing.
Yeah, I need to be taken away from the stressful state.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm very into nature. That's how I relieve stress. I ride my bike. I take walks.
That's nice. That's fire. I need to get back to that.
I know.
So I live in a part-time, like it's closer to East Providence, so it's near Dayton, Rehoboth, like Seekonk. And Dayton is a right to farm community.
Okay.
So everything around there is actually very beautiful.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I that's how I cope with stress, and that's where like a lot of my inspiration comes. Like I love nature.
Yeah.
And I don't care to like go on hikes or walks by myself. Yeah. I've learned not to do anything too crazy by myself. Yeah. I got lost one time.
Oh no.
On a very like serious ass hike, but
that's scary.
That's funny. Oh my god.
No, I'm so stupid. Like I used to be so wrecked.
Yeah, I feel you. I do.
But now you're like soft girl, so it's okay.
I wish, girl.
No, like, you're definitely giving soft girl.
Yeah, you come across that way.
Thank you.
This is good.
Thank you. It's a funny story. Like I used to smoke weed like a lot. I don't smoke weed anymore. Okay. I don't care if people do like at all. Yeah. But I used to smoke a lot. Like I was doing too much.
It's a little too
much. And so I would like smoke, and then I'd be like, I'm gonna go on a hike and read my book, and then it got dark. And I had to
like real
back,
quick.
And I had to come back down, and I got lost. Like I had to get rescued. Isn't that embarrassing?
Wait, rescued is crazy.
Yeah. So like I've learned.
How did you get rescued?
The fire department to come get me. Yeah.
Did you have to call?
Yes.
At least you had service. Shit.
I know.
I was like, I'm gonna die out here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That would be the first thought.
My life is very interesting. But. That was like a while ago. Like I'm just not thinking, but like kind of when I used to smoke, like that was kind of my gateway to nature. I've always loved nature, but that was really what got me interested. Like I really like learning about the environment, but that was when I kind of was like, oh, like I liked it, and I think a lot of people feel that way.
Oh
like,
yeah,
when they like smoke weed, whatever.
100%.
So, that's kind of how it started, and then I quit. And I don't smoke anymore, but I still really love it. And I went to school for You
told me earlier.
Yeah, I went to school for agriculture and food systems. Oh. Yep. So I love it. I love a good sunset. I love being inspired by. I love plants. I love flowers. That's my thing. And my cousins don't live far from me, so I'll walk to their crib like every week. Kind of like maybe about every week, and that's how I decompress.
That's nice.
Just taking walks and stuff.
Yeah, in the summer I like to ride my bike. Like I'll go everywhere, and that's what really heals me. Is just finding different elements, and like seeing what I see and like how does that call to me. Yeah. Like we were talking about before, like spirit guides. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I see a lot of animals and stuff, and that's just how I like get recentered. Is like, what is this trying to tell me, and how does this fit into my life? Yeah. So
being in nature is like very grounding.
Very.
Yeah. I appreciate it a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess that's how I deal with stress.
Cool.
That's a good way.
Healthy way.
Literally.
Other than that, I don't know.
No, that's great. That's great. I honestly needed to hear that.
Yeah, don't think any of your answers are like insufficient, because they're not.
They're not.
They're you. They're you.
Me up.
Moving on. Traveling experiences. Like, have you had any due to any of like your business ventures or your creative ventures or just traveling in general? Anything that like has inspired you? Basically, have you gotten a lot of opportunities to travel?
I'm actually working on some for music right now. I have a mentor for music.
Okay.
Cool. Like, he's been in the business. Shout out Jim. He's my piano teacher.
Oh, cool.
And that's how we met. I didn't know like how involved in the business he was until like we started taking lessons, and I was like, I'm a singer and I have big goals for myself. He's like, let me hear you sing, and he has like a label and stuff too. But he's helped me a lot with the management side of it, and he has some exciting things that he wants to bring me on. So I'm kind of waiting for that to come into fruition, and hopefully that involves some travel. I think like we're like looking at the Atlanta, North Carolina area.
Dope.
Just to see, and I hope it does happen. Like still a lot to talk about. But I'd love to go to DC for music, like for real. I've never been out there, but I've heard great things.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm trying to get to. But I've traveled a lot.
Nice.
Actually, and I do think it helps me because even now that I go to school in Boston and I commute, like I feel very inspired. Like I was saying, for after I dropped Siren, I was like, what else do I have to talk about? I'm not. I said it all, you know, and like I need to be inspired. I need some. I don't know.
Like a change of environment.
Right. Yeah. And now that I'm going to school in Boston and I take the train, that's like I feel different energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel very inspired by it. So I do think it's important. And like I was saying, like I wrote not Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
I wrote Flirtation on a plane ride.
Yeah.
And like for my last song, the EP, like I did all the like layered vocals in that song, like on a different plane ride. So I do need to travel like for the creative process. Yes. But it has helped me before in the past too, just to be grounded and get back to it. And I'd love to go to California too.
Yeah,
to be out there.
Need to.
Have you ever been to LA? Like,
I haven't been to LA.
Okay.
I've been to San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I want to go to San Diego.
I loved it. I had a really good time in San Diego. It's beautiful, and I want to move out there.
I always wanted to too. It's just so overpopulated now. That's the one thing I would say.
Yeah.
But besides that, the weather, like there's so many opportunities. There's just so much.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people feel that way, like, oh, they want to go like California, New York, whatever. But like for me, I don't like the weather here. I hate it.
I hate it so much.
Especially with climate change, bro. Like Mass can never pick a fucking climate. Like it can never pick a weather. Like it's like, am I wearing fucking ripped jeans today, or am I wearing like 2 pairs of sweatpants? Like
it's going down the East Coast. That's the thing. Because why is it 45 degrees in Florida,
bro?
Damn.
Yeah.
It was 45 degrees on Christmas in Miami, right? And the week later was 85.
Yep.
That's weird.
Climate change.
Yeah.
But like that shit
can't
happens
pick.
here too. Like that's the thing.
Can't
just
pick.
let it burn. Like let it all burn. I'm sorry.
Let it burn.
I'm at that point where I'm like, the end of the world, please.
Dead ass. Literally.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't like the cold. Do y'all like the cold?
I mean,
really, you like the cold?
I hate the cold, but the only place I'd like to be cold is when I'm going to sleep. Like I'd rather be cold and like wrap myself in blankets than just be warm or hot.
I cannot be hot in bed.
That would be the
I need to
worst
be
thing
the
ever.
coldest room ever and just like 5 blankets, bro.
Because then I'll be comfortable. But regular cold, besides that, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I mean, the
not.
only reason I like the cold is to get like fitted up, like put on mad layers and shit.
facts.
That's the only reason.
I love
like,
pants and sweatshirts. I don't love shorts. They're great when it's hot.
I don't like shorts
but
either.
I do not like to wear them. They're just like
But the warm weather is refreshing as fuck.
Yeah.
Cold, not so
way
much.
better.
I love it. Like I love the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be somewhere where it's warm.
Yeah.
But California just kind of seems like it, you know, like stable.
It's the
Yes.
perfect weather all the time. It's like 75 degrees.
Yeah. And then at night it goes to like 60, but then like during the day it can get from like 70 to 80.
You can wear a sweater on the beach in the night there, but you can also wear shorts in the day there.
Right.
That's the best. I love that.
I mean, I've been to Atlanta. I haven't really been to much of the South. Like, and I think I would like it. I just don't like the difference in the living. Like, I can't imagine making that much less, like minimum wage.
It's like
you know what I'm
$8
saying?
an hour.
Literally.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy.
I mean, they just like, I feel like they appreciate more. Like they have a very different way of living. It's simpler, but it also has like its drawbacks. Of the South. I don't know. I'd be kind of scared. Like you don't know where. You have to like know the right people, I think, to understand. Like, okay, is this like a nice place for me to go
to actually live?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
there has to be a balance because like everywhere it's something. Like the prices are like mad high here, and the prices are high in California, places like that. But like parts of it are worth it, you know.
Yeah.
Same with the other way around.
Yeah, but they have good weather too. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to do more traveling. Trying to think. I'd really like to go to Dubai. I have an obsession right now with that because I watched Dubai Bling. Have y'all seen that on Netflix? Well, yeah, I saw that show and now I want to go there. Like, what are some places y'all would like to go to, like to travel?
Dubai's one of them. This girl Neems, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but yeah, she just I just saw all her pictures in Dubai. I was like, oh shit, like she was living it up. I was like, oh my god, and that's not the first time, bro. But I'm Venezuelan. I definitely want to go to Venezuela one day when it's not like all messed up over there politically. But
right.
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan.
Oh, Tokyo.
That's
bro.
my top thing.
Oh my
I'm
god.
about to start planning a trip because my whole Instagram is best places in Japan, best places in Tokyo. Go here, go here, go. I'm sending them to like everyone. I'm like,
bro, same. Oh my
Really?
god.
Yeah.
That's one of my top two.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know somebody that's out there. It's
Really?
actually someone from school. She like is farming out there.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Because somewhere in Japan, I don't know the name of it, but it's a blue zone, so that's where one of the places in the world where people live the longest.
That's crazy.
Wow. Damn.
And it's because like they walk it. Well, it's actually the women there that live the longest.
Wow.
One of the blue zones, and they like the women. They practice Tai Chi and they walk everywhere and eat a lot of soy.
Wow.
Yeah, the diet in Japan is I was talking about this recently. I was gonna say I also want to go to Greece, but like the two best diets for like living longer and being healthier is literally Japan, like parts of Japan, and like I think it's like South Asian countries that do it, and then Mediterranean diet, which is like Greece and all those places over there. They all live way longer.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is wild. It all comes down to the diet, like that ass.
Everything.
And just like the way of living, everyday life.
Yeah, they're trying to kill us.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say, Americans, they pump sugar in everything.
Every way.
Fucking McDonald's every 2 streets down.
Every
all
day
about
ain't
money.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, but the fashion in Japan too.
I know, the streetwear.
I know.
Bro.
Yeah, I really want to go there too. That would be very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Very inspiring. I love the culture.
Same.
I like to watch the videos of them like eating and stuff.
All day.
Bro, them motherfuckers can eat.
But they it's all about like how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain places, there's these restaurants I saw, you go in and they call it like an introverted cafe, and you just have they have like, it's basically like cubicles. You go sit down and someone comes and serves you like at the cubicle, and it's like, it's so interesting. It's so interesting to see.
Right?
Like, we have everything. Like, if you want to go eat by yourself, we'll give you a full restaurant experience and nobody even sees you.
That's
like,
wild.
how the fuck?
Introvert
It's
cafe.
a dream come true.
Right?
Oh,
crazy.
Oh, bullshit.
Crazy. But I was going to ask you, when we were kind of talking about New England and like the weather here, how do you feel about the New England scene in itself?
The music scene?
New scene, yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't pay too much attention, and I don't mean like. I hope
That's
I
not
don't
a bad thing.
Like saying that, because I'm really trying not to. And I wish I did, but it's just more like because I don't really know. I know people, but like I need to meet more people. I think that's why. So, but I think everybody like that I've met thus far and worked with music is doing their damn thing, and I love that. And I don't know, people have a very like sharp take on it, which is interesting. Like, you know, some people are like, we don't really like the DJs and stuff, don't show love out here and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like I know things that other people feel.
Yeah.
But I don't have like my own personal
opinion.
Yeah. I don't know if that's bad. Like, am I a fake like New England person?
No,
because I don't like.
No, honestly, I think some like
Definitely.
a positive way to look at that would be like you're just kind of in your own lane and like not really like taking a lot of influence from outside people. Yeah, because like sometimes it can be overstimulating because there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
So,
right, like I wish I was hip to more, and like I do want to like do more research and like, but at the same time, I'm trying. It's different because I don't like rap either. Like I feel like I know like a lot of New England like rappers.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So it's just different.
Yeah,
and I know like a lot of like people in New England like that are men, so it's just different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
different.
Like, for me, so I don't have like a take on it. Like, oh, I don't like when people do this. Like, or you know, I don't really feel like a way about what other people do. I just think it's I like the collaboration, like projects like this place, for example, or like I worked with, you guys were saying Allie too. Like I worked with her, and I like that studio a lot too.
Yeah.
Like, I like the group. Like just like the friendships and the collaboration. Like I like what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really like that about New England. Like just trying to do their own thing, because everybody's like, it's not really on like the map like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's not, and that's one thing I guess I do have a opinion on, is like it's not as much as like New York.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The music scene being as accessible. Would that be a way to put it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
because I would just like to even, like, I know that there's places out there. Like, I'm not doubting that. But, like I was telling you guys before, like, I was more of, like, a Providence person.
Yeah.
So, like, Boston scene is so different to me. Like, I don't know what's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
yeah.
it's just kind of like, I guess, when you go somewhere like New York, like, you could walk down the street and there's, like, live music and everything going on. So it's very easy to get in those spaces and see what's up.
Yeah,
and,
so
like,
accessible is a good word. Yeah.
and get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, here, there's just not a lot of, like, at least where I'm from. I can speak to where I'm from. But,
Yeah.
like,
No, but that's true. That's definitely true of like the area.
Even when you go in Boston, like it's not as like you would see in like New York and stuff like that.
It's not here, actually. That's a good point, because even I'm thinking about other places we've been, like New Orleans. It's not particularly like a place where people, like, artists come out of. I mean, there is people, like Lil Wayne is from New Orleans, but you go there and everybody's doing something. Like Bourbon Street, like there's so much live music, people doing this and that, and like that's the environment that they're in. But there's not really a city here.
Boston
like
is
that.
known
like,
for the sports.
Exactly.
Like you just see a bunch of sports people everywhere.
Just different than creatives, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, literally.
right. And I guess that's something that's not comfortable for me. Like, being an artist, it's hard because you want to be where the opportunities are. You want to be where the action's at.
Yeah.
And when you have, like, a place like this where, like, things are going on, it's just, like, it's just different when you travel and you see it in other places.
Yes.
It's like, I need to be somewhere else. And that's a kind of sad feeling, like, to feel like you got to leave to get those opportunities.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do agree with that. And I think it's interesting because I was reading a book one time. They're talking about, like, why a lot of singers come from Texas. And it's because there's a lot of gospel churches.
Okay.
So it's just interesting because, like, we don't, like, what is the New England culture? What you were saying, like,
Sports is.
Yeah.
It literally
It
is.
But we
I'm
were.
not that much of a sports person.
I don't
So
know.
I'm
Exactly.
I literally don't like sports.
It's like
I don't know shit.
I need the music, bro.
Exactly.
I need the music, and like Boston, like I feel like is heavily like country. Unless, well, not like
People
country,
love
but
country
bro,
music here.
the majority of
they
people
love
will
it.
choose a country concert, like a
Country
huge
fest?
country fest,
Yeah.
like over like, and then there's people like everybody our age is like into like the underground shit, or will go to like a party like or whatever for that type of music and shit. We were talking about this the other day too, though, like the whole like also Boston just not having like a set sound, like it is what differentiates us from New York and things like that, because we're not like as set in the path that we're taking. We're kind of like a melting pot, quote unquote. I don't know who said that, but it was one of these motherfuckers, and I was like, yep, it is a melting pot for real. We're just like a whole bunch of people just having a whole bunch of different ideas and different sounds. Like we're not like set to anything yet, so it's not like we're like locked in with each other, you know.
Yeah. Y'all are teaching me, like, more about it than I know, because I guess that is a good point. Like, people have their different lanes and their different sounds and different things that they like, but that doesn't mean it's, like, conducive to one sound for the artists of Boston.
Exactly.
But I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think I still have, like, a lot to learn about it. But, like, I know people that are very into it, that are like frustrated, you know, like, people don't show love.
Exactly.
Like, what do you guys feel about that?
I think like the same thing. Like I just feel like I take like I feel like I take different ideas from like other people and to make like my own consensus, because I don't think I've seen enough through my own eyes yet so I kind of just like am taking what other people say. And that's why I'd be so interested in like asking a guest what they think, you know. But like now you're asking me, I kind of feel the same way. Like I feel like everybody's not as collaborative as they might say that they are, and that might be like hindering the growth of like everybody together, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. It's like, oh, people act like they want to do work, but then it comes down to it and they don't. Like, I've heard a lot of, like, feelings like that, too.
Yeah.
About the scene here. I guess I don't know. I've had really good experiences.
Yeah.
So that's just good. Different.
Yeah.
And, of course, like, I want to get a following, like, where I'm from. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, you know, maybe it is not here. You're like, and that's okay. Maybe it will come later for some people. And, like, I don't want people from here to get too frustrated with that idea. Like, you know, it's great to make it in where you're from, but at the same time, like, maybe that's not the first place that shows you love, and that's cool, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not, like, successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about it too is like Boston itself is like a standoffish place. Like the people here are standoffish, like very much rude. So. That's exactly. So if you think about that in the grand scheme of people here anyway, and then you put it into whatever industry you're talking about, you're obviously going to see that. Whereas like you go to Texas, Florida, Georgia, like the people are way more welcoming in general. So it makes sense that their industry there is more so inclusive. It's interesting though for New York.
I was gonna ask you
because it's interesting because that's also East Coast and you know how people are there. But I feel like since it's such a big place and like the way they have like, I feel like maybe even Times Square could be like a type of inspiration because there's so many lights and like big things going on that people can connect on that certain level there. And like people have always done stuff in the streets in New York, like music, they're shooting things all the time, but it's still not like that here. So.
It's a very active city.
So like, so I feel like that's where they get the more creative thing because they're definitely standoffish there and there's mad beef in New York.
But people are proud to claim New York.
Exactly.
People aren't proud to claim Boston. They're sometimes. Like, a lot of people, there's been a lot of different stories where you hear, like, okay, but, like, he or she blew up or is getting up but doesn't claim where they're actually from, Boston. Or even, like, people that are, like, from New Jersey or something like that. Like, some people don't even claim it.
That's a good point.
Yeah. If you're from New York, like, motherfuckers not even from New York will probably fucking claim New York. They lived there 5 years. Like, okay, bro.
People love to, which is great. But that's just the thing here. It's just like the people are just.
That's the difference.
Bostonians, mass holes, whatever the fuck.
All that.
Oh my God.
You know what they say.
But that is very interesting. I think that's it too. Is that those other places are very much like they're more personable, whereas here like we're known for being rude. And like you go other places and like sometimes you're like, ooh, that person's a little friendly, but that's just their culture. Like for us, that's so different.
Yeah,
so different. And
that's when you go down south and you're like all that southern hospitality. Like people are so sweet down there. Like
Texas
actually,
was crazy.
We'll talk to anybody.
Like, the nicest people I ever met.
People at the gas station, bro. The motherfucker working at the gas station. Hi, honey, how are you?
Yeah. I'm like that.
Hey, I like that accent.
They're so cute.
Yeah, I mean it is different out here.
It's like they won't say nothing to you. They're like.
Pack of cigs.
Right, like somebody like you met the next time you see them, like they don't know you. Like that shit that's weird. You know what I'm saying?
Weird behavior.
So maybe that is why people, I guess, feel that way about our scene. Like maybe that's why it's just not as like easy to get people to actually follow through with working together.
Yeah, literally.
And I think it's interesting New York because I was thinking the same thing. Well, like is New York that friendly? But I think it's just the underlying sense of community through the arts.
Yes, exactly.
Period.
So, like it's very accessible, very accessible for different things. Like, you know, there's fashion.
Yes,
fashion week, and then you got Broadway.
You have art. Like you have like
all the museums.
Yeah, like there's a lot of inspiration. There's just a lot of like different people to work with out there. Like seriously, so maybe that's the difference. Is like we don't really. I shouldn't say we. I shouldn't put anybody in that. Like, there's some people that really know their shit around, like, the culture out here. And that, but, like, I don't claim Boston because I'm not from Boston. I'm that technical person that's like, I'm not going to say I'm from Boston.
No,
like, I'm from Taunton. I'm proud to be from Taunton, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if it's not on the map. I'll put it on the map. I'm just kidding.
You're going to put it on the map. You're going to put it on the map.
But,
it's
like,
okay.
I like to rep, like, where I'm from. So, like, yes, I'm from, like, New England, Massachusetts. Like, I guess that's why, like, I don't know. I'm not afraid to say, like, I don't know Boston like that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I still have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But everybody I've met and had the experience to do music with in some capacity, whether writers, producers, engineers, videographers, photographers is great.
Yeah.
So I can say I'm thankful for that. Like,
yeah.
You know, I've seen some really great things, some good vibes. So, you know, I hope that keeps people motivated to just keep around here and see, like, you know, you came from here and there's a strong foundation from here for you to move to as well. So.
Yeah. Good point. Good points.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite body of work that you've put out so far?
I guess Flirtation, like the music video. That's
Yeah.
my favorite because it just came out so good. Like,
Yeah.
and it was like, it was everything that I wanted, like the makeup and just like really what I'm about. Like I'm very, I guess like people think that like I'm low key, and I guess I am, but like I'm over the top too.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like the different outfits.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know, I love
Like when
it.
you pop out, you pop off. Like literally.
Yeah, I just really, I don't know. I loved that it captured the energy. So I love that music video. And I also really love like my photo shoot for Prove It. It's like the pool photo shoot. That was something to me that like, it still inspires me to this day. And that's not like my body of work too. Like just like shout out to Little Miss Photos, Victoria. I went to elementary school with her. And she's the one that did the photo shoot and the photography. For,
That's what's up.
For Prove It. I try to work with Taunton women. I do. So that's just something because I get a lot of compliments on it. And, like, I'm glad people saw the vision and like that. And, like, obviously I love Siren. That's the only thing I guess, like, I have out for, like, a project.
Yeah.
But I'm most proud of a music video because it was, like, that was something I've always wanted to do, like always do a music video, and I'm glad I did it. But yeah, Siren was very like personal to me, so I'm glad it's out there to start and I can finish the chapter as an album.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I'm excited, but
Fire.
those things are very like close to my heart.
Word. Love that.
You have anything in the works right now? You kind of talked about how you wanted to do like a Siren album as well, but you have anything else you're doing right now?
I have something I'm excited about, like, I've done it, so I can't say, like, it's in the works, but, like, I was in a movie. I'm waiting for it to come out. Like, I'm excited, but I don't know when it's going to come out.
Damn. Can you say what it is or not yet?
I can't say the name of the movie, but I don't know. I can't say, but, like, there's a really famous actress in it. And so I'm really...
Audible gasp.
Yeah.
For real.
Like, so I'm trying to think of like a good hint. It's like really big right now. Show, name of the week. Those are my hints.
Oh wow,
I'm excited just because
wild.
of how she's taken off right now.
That's
like
wild.
I'm excited to what happens with the movie. Like I was an extra, but they gave me like a role, kind of like I was playing someone's girlfriend. So I've never done a movie before, and I'm just excited to see like if I'm. Like, actually, did I make the cut or, like, how I fall into it and just to see it because it was a crazy experience and it was, like, definitely a goal I checked off. But
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that time where I can go see it and then, like, kind of, like, put that out there that was something I did.
Word.
And the album, yeah, like, I'm writing more songs and that's what I have in the works. And I have some photo shoots in mind that I'm going to put out there, too. So I'm excited for those, and that's all I can think about right now.
Word.
I'm sure I'll think of something else to do, like but you know,
project.
Yeah. What's something that people don't know about you?
They don't know about me.
Yeah. Any fun facts?
Nah, no, just kidding. No, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of like talked about
I know. I feel like you covered a lot. We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We have.
So
groundbreaking.
All of that was.
Yeah. No, so I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's anything that like would really shock anybody anymore.
That's all right. Sure. What's one thing you want your audience to take away from your art?
Okay, yeah. Healing and being like the most confident thing. The most powerful thing you could be is like a confident person and knowing your worth. I think that was like the main undertone in my project Siren, was because that was a time where I was like, really, okay, I've never been in a relationship and I don't want to date. And I was like very much so committed to like building myself. And I think that's what gave me the confidence. And like I noticed a huge change in my life too, because I was like, it's not just about like how you look or like the energy you give off. It's about like creating a life that you don't want to escape from. That's like how you build confidence too. Like knowing that like you really fuck with yourself enough to give yourself everything that you want. Mm-hmm. So I want people to feel that out of my music, and I want people to know that that's who I am. Just, I don't know, give yourself everything that you need to succeed and like to be happy and to be loved, because it starts with you, it ends with you. And I really want to carry that undertone of that type of woman in my music and in my career moving forward too.
I love that. I love that message.
You. I know. That's great. What's one piece of advice you would give to somebody starting something creative or wants to?
Just start. Just do it. Just do it. Like, you can do it. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, that's cool, too. Because I know, like, for me, when I first started, I was, like, not to say insecure, but, like, I just kind of felt the way, like, I've been singing for so long. Like, I've like, trained to do this. And, like, the idea of being a beginner was, like, very uneasy to me, because it's, like, that kind of goes back to, like, a question before. Like, when I first started, like, trying to work with different engineers and stuff, they were like, okay, so, like, can you sing? Like, what, like, you know? And I'm like, yes, I can sing. Like, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Like, whatever. But, like, I didn't know a lot to the process of becoming, like, a recording artist. Like, I really need to work on that, like, getting the beats, all that stuff. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and, you know, don't use people. Yeah. Like, don't use people, but, like,
make connections.
Make connections. Don't be afraid to make connections. If someone's inspiring you, like, reach out to them. Like, do not be afraid to make friends, and, like, let them know that you are trying to start, and, like, be specific with what you want. Like, what are you lacking in? Like, do you want to know how to write? Like, do you want to know, like, where to get beats? Do you want to know where to record? Do you want to know who's out here producing? Like, be specific to what you want, and, like, ask. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you have to put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. You just have to start. So just start. You know, everybody starts from somewhere.
Yes, they do.
Right? Like, you know, everybody starts from somewhere. So just start. Mm-hmm.
Good shit. I love that. You have anything else you want to add before we go? Or you feel exhausted from talking? Because it's been a minute, low-key. It's been an hour and 40 minutes.
I talk a lot.
And it's been like great conversation. Yeah, like literally. This has been such a good conversation.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're all zen out.
For sure. I'm chilling.
Like, zen out for the day.
Too. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like I really thank you for coming with all the questions. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for talking that talk, bro. For real. You give a lot of good advice, and it was nice to hear your story.
You speak very well too.
Mm-hmm. I told you that pageant life.
There you go. Yeah, you got to, I guess.
Yeah, like you have to, because you get money. That's what it is.
That's fair.
You get money. Like, I haven't even won a title, and I've made so much money doing that shit.
Period.
So just like, that's another thing. Like, put yourself out there. If you're a singer, do something that gets people to hear your voice. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what it is. Mm-hmm. Take an opportunity. So take any opportunity. Look for opportunities. That's, like, I guess how I try to end it, like, on a good note.
Yeah. Mic drop. Love that. Tag yourself, your socials at
Kristina with a K, Grace 508 on IG. Follow me, and thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, thank you again for coming.
All right. Peace out.
Bye, Pink World. We'll see you next week.
Connection, something I prefer, so no saving on your better splurge. Don't be shallow, better get submerged. They were dry, but I could quench.